Well, here we are. So this is the all-new Canyon Ultimate Cf SLX 8 Di2 road bike, and in this episode I will give you the buyer's guide for this bike, and also I will tell you, should you just go ahead and buy this bike or should you just consider it? Of course, I will also give you some main likes and dislikes when it comes to this Canyon Ultimate bike. So, hello friends and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. So, Canyon Ultimate, the newest, the latest, the greatest version. So, who is this bike for? So, you see, the Canyon Ultimate platform is their ultimate climbing machine. So it should be lightweight, it should be stiff, but of course for this latest iteration they've also added a little bit of aerodynamically optimized parts, specifically frame, fork, handlebar stem, a bit of seat post, aero optimization. But generally speaking, if you are looking for the lightweight climbing bike, then the Canyon Ultimate platform is the one to go for. Okay, for this iteration of the bike, the Cf SLX, so the retail price is 5,700 hard-earned US dollars or 5,600 British pounds. Absolutely eye-watering price, there is no way around it, but we will see when we dive into the specifications of this bike, what are you really getting for your money. And usually Canyon has a very good price point because they are direct-to-consumer brand, so compared with some other brands, mainstream brands, they can always be a bit cheaper. Okay, so Canyon Ultimate Cf SLX 8. Let's talk about the frame and the fork on this bike. So this is the carbon fiber SLX carbon fiber frame and the matching fork from Canyon. As you can see, all the cables are internally routed. Also, we have a press-fit bottom bracket and also 12mm through axles both front and back. And I will mention here that the warranty on Canyon's frames and forks and other carbon fiber pieces that Canyon makes is 6 years. It is a decent warranty, nothing special in this department. As you know, brands like Trek, Specialized, Giant, they can offer a lifetime warranty, so I wish that on these levels of price point, Canyon would also offer a lifetime warranty on their carbon fiber frames and the forks. This thing aside, this Cf SLX carbon fiber frame is their second tier carbon fiber. Above this, you also have the CFR, which is an absolute, creme de la creme, but then also the price is creme de la creme. So this is the second tier, and I believe that, any kind of serious bike riders who are considering a lightweight bike will probably go for this Cf SLX level of the carbon fiber. Of course, below this you also have the Cf SL. I made a video about the newest Cf SL bike, so have a look at that if you are interested. But as I say, Cf SLX is always the sweet spot of the price and performance. Also, speaking about these components on the bike, the seat post is the carbon fiber seat post. In this iteration, a bit of D-shaped, aerodynamically optimized seat post, and the saddle on this bike, a superb saddle in my opinion, which is the Selle Italia SLR Boost saddle. Stunning saddles from Selle Italia. I personally like them, I've used them many times, but if you don't like this Selle Italia saddle, again, easy to replace in the future if you really need to. Now, let's talk about the handlebar and the stem on this bike. So, of course, it is a one-piece carbon fiber handlebar and the stem, but there is a bit of a secret sauce when it comes to this handlebar and the stem, and I will show you what I mean about that. So, Canyon has their proprietary solution, which they call PACE solution. So basically you can, in this carbon fiber handlebar and the stem, although it is a one piece, you can adjust a little bit of the handlebar width and the stem height. So in this iteration, if I understood correctly, specifically for the Canyon Ultimate Cf SLX, you can play with 40 millimeters of the width adjustment and 15 millimeters in the height adjustment. I think it's an excellent solution from Canyon. I hope it's going to be reliable, but of course if you need any serious work on this handlebar and the stem, any internally routed cables or anything, you will still end up working with your local mechanic. But as it is as a solution, very, very nice and neat, and of course it gives you a bit of aerodynamic advantage with this one piece handlebar and the stem. Also on this bike, I will just mention that a nice addition is that you have this Torx 25, TX25 tool integrated in the front axle of the bike. Majority of the screws on the bike can be, tightened or unscrewed with this TX25. So again, a nice little addition to the bike, so you don't have to carry any special additional tools. Also, as it is with this one-piece handlebar and the stem, of course, different sizes of the bike will also have the different starting size of the handlebar width and the stem length, but since you have a bit of movement there, as I said, 40 millimeters width, 15 millimeters up or down, at least you can adjust nicely your position on this bike. So definitely very, very neat solution and very nice solution on this bike. I also had to mention here that when it comes to the paint schemes on this bike, as I see in the US, you are getting this, I think they call it almost like a metallic acid paint scheme. Very interesting, very nice paint scheme. It reminds me a little bit of the Trek paint schemes that they used to do. But if you are in Europe or UK, you can also get another paint scheme, which is this totally blacked out bike. Again, very nice, stealth. I'm not so sure why you can't get this paint scheme in US. I believe it should be available, maybe just some kind of supply chain issues or something, but again, it would be nice to offer, two paint schemes on offer on all of the markets around the world, because this is a $5,700 bike. Mentioning the price, I see on both US market, UK market, there are finance options available with the 0% APR, which is absolutely excellent. So you have a certain monthly payment, let's call it, $150 to $200, and you can pay it off in X amount of months. So very nice, again, from Canyon to offer this. Okay, moving on to some other components of the bike. Let's talk about the Groupset on the bike. So shifters, front mech, rear mech, everything is the stunning Shimano Ultegra Di2 electronic Groupset. Of course, this is a 12-speed electronic Groupset. There's no cutting corners here. We have a 12-speed Shimano chain. We have the Shimano Ultegra chain rings at the front, double chain rings. So this is the 5236 chain rings at the front, which is paired with this beautiful 1134 cassette at the back, so a huge gear ratio, and this is what I like to see on these climbing bikes. You definitely need 1134 cassette. It is just going to make your life much easier attacking any steep mountains. As I said, absolutely everything Shimano Ultegra Di2, no cutting corners here, top-notch Groupset, and definitely no complaints from me. Also, a nice addition here is that you are getting 4i power meter. This is the third generation of the 4i power meter here. This is a single-sided power meter, but an excellent addition to this price point of the bike, and definitely if you are serious in training or racing, this power meter 4i, they are reliable as far as I'm aware of all the reviews, and they should definitely contribute to your better training and racing. So definitely thumbs up from me for including this 4i power meter on the bike. Okay, now we can talk about the wheel set on this bike and the tires. So the frame and the fork can accept up to 33mm tires. Okay, I believe it is perfectly fine for this type of the bike to run, maximum 32mm tires. I'm not complaining about that. And the wheel set that they have included here is the stunning DT Swiss Arc 1400 D-cut wheelset, but there is one annoying thing with this wheelset that I'm going to explain now. So, let's talk about this DT Swiss Arc 1400 D-cut wheelset. It is a carbon fiber aerodynamically optimized wheelset, and if you would need to buy this wheelset on the open market, the retail price is easily $2,300 US. Now, the specifications of this wheelset, in this specific iteration, it is the 38 millimeters rim height. It comes with the stunning DT Swiss 240 hubs. Absolutely stunning. DT Swiss does the hubs, the best. And also this is a tubeless ready wheelset. The total weight, as I'm seeing here, is gonna be approximately, let's call it 1,400 grams. Again, totally fine, acceptable for 38 millimeters, deep wheelset, but the internal width of this wheelset is still old school 20 millimeters internally. So just to put this into perspective, let's say you want to run 32 millimeter tires on this bike. So internally, this is only 20 millimeters. And if you want to achieve the best, aerodynamic performance, your tires and the rim profile should be almost, totally flush together, so you have a better airflow. This way, there is no way your tire and the rim are going to sit, flush, just because the 20 millimeters internally versus the 32 millimeter tire width is just a huge difference. And this is just this old school design of DT Swiss. They definitely need to upgrade their rims, and internally they should be probably, in today's world, easily 24 millimeters internally. And this is always going to be, the problem of this current iteration of DT Swiss wheels. I mean, the build quality, the DT Swiss aero spokes, the weight of the wheelset, the hubs on the wheelset with the Ratchet 36 system. I mean, everything is stunning on this wheelset. But this internal width is just something that, yes, DT Swiss just needs a new iteration of this arc lineup of a wheelset. So as it is now, just keep that in mind, that you won't get the best aero performance if you are running, for example, 32 millimeter tires on this very narrow carbon fiber wheelset. Also, the tires on this bike, as I see, Pirelli P0 tires. These are the SLR tires, Pirelli P0 RS tires, and I'm guessing this is 28 millimeter tires, both front and the back. I couldn't see that in the spec sheet, but let's assume it is a 28 millimeter tire front and the back. And as I say, you can push it all the way to 32 millimeter tires front and the back, which I would definitely advise you in the future, because more air volume, you can run it a little bit lower pressures and definitely have a bit more smoother bike ride. Also, when it comes to the braking system, the front and rear brakes are the Shimano Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes, stunning. These are the Shimano RT 800 braking rotors, again stunning. Excellent heat dissipation, excellent stopping power. At the front, you have a beautiful 160 millimeter braking rotor, and at the back, unfortunately, 140 millimeters braking rotor. Again, I'm going to make a complaint here. I don't understand why bike manufacturers do this. I believe it should be, again, 160 millimeter braking rotor at the back. The difference in weight between these two rotors is probably like 20 grams, so totally negligible, but the heat dissipation and the stopping power is definitely better on the 160 millimeter rotor than on this tiny 140 millimeter rotor. So maybe in the future, a good item to upgrade when you destroy these rear braking pads and the rotor. So in a summary, here we have the newest version of Canyon Ultimate Cf SLX 8 Di2 road bike with a retail price of $5,700 or 5,600 British pounds. With this bike, when it comes to likes and dislikes, likes are, overwhelmingly, plus. So many likes with this bike. Considering also the total system weight, which is 7.3 kilograms in size medium out of the box, so if you really want to drop the weight a bit more, you can easily be below 7 kilograms with this bike, with few tweaks here and there. So 7.3 out of the box, absolutely stunning. You are also getting a superb CF SLX carbon fiber frame and the fork, all small components, carbon fiber handlebar stem, seat post, excellent saddle, excellent Shimano Ultegra Di2 Groupset, but two small complaints from me are the rear braking rotor at 140 millimeters, and also these DT Swiss wheels, they are, stunning. They almost tick every box, and then this internal width of the rim, which is only 20 millimeters, is just not good enough in today's world, and the way that majority of bikes on this level would probably run 30 or 32 millimeter tires. You're just not getting the best aerodynamic performance with this narrow internal rim. So if you are in the market for some lightweight climbing bike, I mean, please definitely shortlist this Canyon Ultimate Cf SLX 8 Di2 bike. And although the price is $5,700, they have done a very, very good job. It's not an excellent job, it's not 10 out of 10, because some of these small details, I believe they could have been better in this iteration of the bike. So I believe this is gonna be it for today. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, keep on watching, keep on liking, and as always, I will see you soon in the next episode. Cheers.